Welcome to the Rapid Copy Method. This is where we take everything that we just learned about the Big Four and put it together in a format that allows you to write very good sales copy very quickly, which is excellent for when you have to write your own copy in a pinch or when you have to analyze a copy from either a copywriter or someone on your team. Let's dive right in. There are 5 big components to the rapid copy method. The first one, the Big Four, is something you've learned about quite a bit during this program. The rest, the headline complex, the lead, the body copy, and the offer stack, are things that we will discuss in detail as we go through here, and different ways for you to implement each piece in order to get it done as quickly as possible with the most effective method possible. First off, I want to discuss something that comes up a lot when I speak with business owners or marketers or entrepreneurs in this day and age, and that is that nobody writes long form sales letters anymore, or what is more commonly brought up, which is people's attention span is really, really short. Let me discuss something real quick. When you think of the different types of direct response sales copy that you can write, whether it's a webinar for your program, a video sales letter, either on social media or on your own web pages, a sales letter or sales page online or offline, direct mail pieces, email, advertorials, and even then, YouTube ad scripts, Facebook video scripts, e-commerce stores and all the copy associated with them, white papers for getting B2B leads and B2B traction, and even Kickstarter launches with the video and the long form copy. The point being, right now, the customer's attention span is never an issue and has never been an issue if you are interesting. If the copy that you're creating, if the marketing that you're creating is interesting. If someone's invested in either the outcome that you've promised or the solution to a problem that they have, it doesn't matter how long it is. They're going to be invested for however long it takes to get the outcome that they want. So don't be afraid to write longer copy. Don't be afraid to give a longer sales message or a lead generation message, because all it does is keep the people who are interested in that particular topic or the outcome or the problem or solution that you have interested longer and therefore more relevant. So let's dive into the rapid copy method with that understanding. Step 1 is research. Now, this is where the rapid part of the rapid copy method has to take a back seat. You have to make sure that your Big Four research is 90% done before you start this process. The Big Four research is everything when it comes to writing copy quickly. Think about it like a series of, like momentum, if you will. When you're trying to get something started, the most effort that you have to put in is at the very, very beginning. You have to exert the most force. The same thing applies with sales copy. By researching your market as well as you possibly can, using the Big Four framework, you're going to be ready to write copy very, very quickly, but you can't do it unless you've already done 90% of the work. Now, step 2 is when we jump into the actual copy, and this is our first chance to put words on paper and get some attention and get some interest. Your headline or whatever serves in the first 5 to 10 seconds of your ad, whether it's the first sentence, the first page, whatever it is, you want to get attention and you want to get interest. The first part, getting attention, is interesting because we've constantly heard the sense that our attention span is less than a goldfish. You have 7 seconds to capture someone's attention. But in reality, you only have 33 to 100 milliseconds to capture someone's attention. Lots of research from behavioral economics and behavioral psychology, social psychology, shows that human beings make first impressions in as little as 33 milliseconds. And that's the amount of time that you have to capture someone's attention. How do you do that? By understanding them well enough that the first thing they see piques their interest and attention. Once you've got that 33 milliseconds and you've got that attention, you move immediately into interest and you focus on keeping them there over the next 7 to 10 seconds. So you've got them and now you keep them, understanding their primals, which is what is motivating them, whether it's a fear or a desire or their core needs or a combination of those three, whatever's motivating them, and the sophistication of the marketplace, which means what they've already seen up until this point. If you understand your target market and their primal desires, and you understand the messages that they've currently been receiving based on where they're at, then you can start to think of the solutions that you need for getting attention and getting interest. For example, if they're at stage 1, you can see that you can make a direct, clear promise to your exact target market, and it will capture their attention and their interest. But if they're more sophisticated, meaning they've seen more marketing messages from your competition, you have to one-up them immediately to get attention and interest for this marketplace. If they're even more sophisticated and they're jaded to all the one-upping that your competition is doing with each other, you have to introduce what's called a new mechanism. And that's essentially a new reason to believe the same old claims that they've previously been interested in. They just need something new to believe in order to want the same solution. Stage 4 is when everyone has piled on. They've found this new mechanism. They're all trying to use it. And you simply take that new mechanism and you one-up it for yourself. Meaning, if someone else invented the keto diet, you can invent the 90-day keto cleanse. Something similar, but one-upping and making it even more interesting and attention-grabbing for your audience. And finally, at stage 5, if your competition has been so sophisticated and so your audience has been so jaded that you come in at the level where everything is kind of blowing apart, then your role to grab attention and get interest is to jump on a new trend, meaning something newsworthy, some new discovery, some new interesting factoid or trend that's moving through the marketplace, or you split and go to a different market or go to a sub-niche of the marketplace. So regardless of what other industry you're in, there's usually a sub-niche within those industries or different types of target markets within those industries. If you notice that the person you're trying to market to is so heavily saturated that you can't come up with anything new or interesting that will get their attention, it's time to split or go down to a new marketplace. That is the principle behind headlines. Remember, 33 milliseconds to grab their attention and 7 to 10 seconds to grab their interest, depending on their primal desires, fears, and core needs, and the sophistication of their marketplace. Now, here's how you actually do the writing. Keep in mind the principles we just discussed, but this is how you do the writing. First off, the first part you do is swipe. Just go to Google and type in the phrase headline generator for whatever your industry is. So if you're a real estate agent, headline generator for real estate, headline generator for buyer listings, headline generator for et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever your industry or your niche happens to be, Google has already aggregated the top articles that are trying to capture your attention right now with headlines. But what you're doing is letting them do the work initially so you can grab 10 to 50 of those headlines that are already pre-written or pre-templatized and put them in your document so you have a place to start. This is letting them do the hard creative work on the front end, and then you get to take the next 2 steps and create things from your own. The second step being modeling. So you've now got your 10 to 50 headlines from Google using this one key search term. Now rewrite those 10 to 50 headlines based on your brand, your information, and your topic. So if you Googled headline generator for real estate and you have 10 headlines that say something like sell your home in 90 days with such and such realtor, rewrite that with sell your home in 21 days with such and such realtor in such and such area. With your brand and your information and the promises you can make and the topic that you're considering, you rewrite those headlines that you've just swiped from the internet. Now, here's the key. This is what separates you from another hustler who has gone out and done the same thing by Googling and rewriting, okay? This is what separates you from the really crappy low-end copywriters you can hire on Upwork who are going to do the same thing and then charge you for it. By customizing your headline, using the big 4 knowledge that you have and the concepts of attention and interest, you change everything from just a simple swipe and deploy to a truly well-written copywriting headline. And because you've already got the basis, you just apply the big 4 knowledge that you already have in order to really capture attention and interest. For example, if you're a real estate agent and you understand that your ideal target market buyer is a woman who's 43 years old, has 2 children who are either teenagers or at the preteen age. They're moving because her husband got a new job and they're moving into the Sonoma area. Then you understand that 43-year-old woman coming from somewhere in the country moving into Sonoma and looking for a home in a good school district for her children needs to hear a very specific message. So instead of saying sell your home in 21 days or buy in Sonoma, you can say the top school districts for preteens moving in for this industry, or what moms are saying about this high school, or something to that effect. By understanding the big four of your marketplace, you can customize these pre-written modeled headlines and then get something really interesting for your sales copy. Now, because you're doing this quickly, if they're all crap and you have 10 to 50 headlines that are just really bad, regardless of your modeling or customizing, just rinse and repeat this process until you have 5 really solid headlines that you can build a sales message from, regardless of what your outcome is, right? That's what you do here. So here's how to implement this thing. Set a timer for 10 minutes on your phone. Then go back to each step and execute on that step for 3 minutes each. So swipe, Google the headline, grab 10 to 50 headlines, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Then 3 minutes are up. Take those things that you've copy pasted, rewrite them with your own brand or topic very rapidly, okay? So take the 10 things or the 25 things and just as fast as you can for the next 3 minutes. And then finally, once you have the modeled, rewritten headlines from your market, then apply your big four knowledge and modify them and customize them to be hyper specific to your target market and their primal desires. 10 minutes, all your headlines are done. If you have to, rinse and repeat for another 1 to 2 more times, but I guarantee you will have at least 5 serviceable headlines by the time you do this 1 or 2 times. That is step 2 for headlines, and now you have some very good topics to go off of. Step 3 is called the lead. Now, the lead is designed to capitalize on the attention and the interest that you grabbed with a headline or with the first 10 seconds of a video script, and then lead the customer in or the prospective buyer into your sales argument, into your story, into whatever you have to do in order to get them from point A, which is consideration of you, to point B, which is working with you or achieving whatever outcome that you are trying to create. The first thing you have to do with writing a really solid lead is go onto Kindle on Amazon right now and buy this book. It's called Great Leads by Michael Masterson. Michael Masterson is a pen name for Mark Ford, and Mark Ford is the person responsible for starting not only dozens of publishing companies that have made millions and millions of dollars, but also one of the most successful direct response publishing companies in the financial space called Agora Financial. The guy knows what he's talking about, and this book is a very easy, simple way to learn about the lead in a piece of copy. It's written from a sales letter perspective, but you can use the principles in any form of sales copy that is either long form or even short form if you're trying to build interest. So what you do is get that book. Once you've gotten that book, come back and using your big four research from your target market, select an awareness level that you want to target with your piece of copy. Now, for example, if you want to target level 1 aware people, which we discussed were people who are already aware of you, then the lead you will choose is a more direct option. And there's 3 different ways to do that. Versus if you wanted a less aware marketplace, maybe a problem aware market who don't know about you, who don't even know about the solution that you're going to provide, then you can go with an indirect option. And this book tells you how to do all 6 of them in order. So if you choose level 1, you can either choose a direct option of making an offer, making a really big promise, or discussing a problem and solution. All 3 of those options are really solid for constructing a lead into your sales argument, either making them a great offer that they have to learn more about, making a big promise that they want to be paid off on, or discussing a problem and a potential solution in a way that makes them interested to hear more. Indirectly, because they're not nearly as aware as you would want them to be, so you have to lead them into a sales argument in a better way. You can tease a big secret that they care about or that they should care about if they're in the marketplace. You can make a bold proclamation that they want you to see. They want to see how you explain yourself with whatever bold proclamation it is. It could be something as simple as never, ever buy a home in Sonoma until you do these 3 things. Or it can be something as secret as the three reasons to always check this door whenever you buy a home in Sonoma. Something secretive, something bold, something that captures interest and intrigue without being directly salesy because they're not at the level of awareness yet. Or finally, you could tell a compelling story, whether this is your story as the service provider, whether it's a client story or a case study, or maybe a use case for whatever your product is. All of these things are indirect ways to get people into the sales argument that you're trying to do. So that is the principle behind the lead. Here's how to do it in action.